The only way is up, da, da, crypto, da, da, for you and me now. Welcome everybody to a live Sunday episode of Savage Cash. Here with me, your superhero, the Suppoman. In today's episode, I am going to be taking some questiones. I put a tweet out earlier today saying, think of doing a Q&A in today's video, and by Qs, I don't mean, what do you think of this coin? What do you think of that coin? What do you think of Remy? What do you think of Cargox? Blah, blah, blah. Not crap questions, good questions. So, if you are wanting to know my insights, then essentially smash up the likes and then smash in a comment and let me know what do you want to know about. One of the questions I'm going to be answering is one of the top voted questions, which is, if you're a newbie, just coming into the market, where would you invest 1k to 2k? So I'm going to make sure that I answer that for you in today's Q&A. So smash up the likes, peeps. Smash up the likes. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the Suppoman for a daily cryptocurrency video. Although over the next few days, it may not be quite so daily, but we'll see. We'll see. Let me just make sure that I'm live and everything. I'm obviously coming back onto your screens at a much more suitable hour than I have previously. The last, let me turn that down. The last video I did was at 2 in the morning, like 1 in the morning UK time. So today it's like 3 p.m. UK time. So a much more tolerable hour for you to come and watch. So let's have a look and see, make sure I'm live. Yes, I is live, which is always fine and dandy. What is the one chain killer? That's so funny. I knew somebody was going to ask me that question. Anyway, before I get on to your questions, before I move on to the questions, cryptocurrency is going through a bit of a stabilization period. It's going through a recovery period. It's a return to the confidence that was previously previous in January. That confidence was really there. It's the cryptocurrency market absolutely soared to a humongous record high at the beginning of January, 830 billion market cap. Now today we are at exactly half that, about 415 billion today. And like I said, it's just trying to stabilize. What we saw from the point, January 8th time, is we saw the cryptocurrency market gradually declining. We saw the money coming out, or money being reinvested into Tether, whilst the market was crashing. The big whales are the ones that make the movements. And where you can see it going from 830 to essentially 700, that is where people decided, the whales especially, they decided to take some of their money out because they could see a longer period of decline than they previously thought. It turned into more than just a little dip. Okay, people were fearing a correction that was going to be coming for quite some time, and it looked like it was about to hit. So people took their money out and it sank the market. And then people bought the lows, they bought the dips, and it went up a little bit, but then this prolonged period of decline carried on whilst there was FUD, a lack of confidence, whales waiting for the bottom. They were keeping their money out, and so the decline just kept coming. The newbies were seeing, various points by which to get in, but, a lot of the experienced people were waiting for the bottom. They were waiting for the bottom and couldn't decide where it was, and so I was buying on the way to the bottom and then subsequently bought big at the bottom. Okay, so from this point, I think that we have seen the bottom. Okay, I think we have seen. I'm not going to say for sure that we definitely have, but I think all signs point to us having hit the bottom. And although there are naysayers and people out there that like to think they're armchair experts and saying, oh, it's going to go down 4,000, it's going to go down 5,000. Okay, Bitcoin price, that is. What we are seeing is, we've just come to the weekend. Okay, we've just come to the weekend, and it has had a little bit of a slump. But as America wake up, which is always the case, they always buy it up. So now we're in this state where we're at 415 billion. So looking a hell of a lot better than it was looking on Tuesday when we hit the bottom, where it was at about 267 billion and early 300s. Early 300s. So although yesterday, over the last couple of days, we've had, a 50 billion increase per day, and that is going to cause for there to be the occasional red day, because it can't keep going up and up and up. That fear is still there. There are still people that have been heavily burnt, that are massively sensitive, and as soon as they see a little dip, they cash out on whatever position they're in and reinvest into something else. So looking today, Bitcoin is obviously the most traded today. Then Ripple. Now let's have a look at Tether today. So Tether is 2.8 million. So at the same rate as the top building cryptocurrency, Ethereum. So you can see where the money is kind of going right now. You can see that during this period, everybody knows that Tether is this solution where if the value of of cryptocurrencies are dropping, they know it's a good safe haven. Okay, it's a good safe haven. It's a good kind of purgatory for your money until you can find nirvana. Okay, so that's essentially what's happening at the moment. So, so people are saying, oh, it's going to go down further. Oh, it's never been this bad. Believe me, I've been through quite a few market crashes and corrections, and this is a general thing that happens. It goes through stages. There's the initial, yes, it's coming right back. Buy, buy, buy. And then that confidence continues, and then there's the realization, almost the acceptance, things can go down. And so the confidence that's just been reinstilled back into the market slightly wavers, and people are thinking, maybe I'm not so confident right now. But generally, I think the trajectory is going to go up from here. On the other positive side is that there are famous people that are getting into cryptocurrency now. Like back in, May, June, when I was doing my daily videos in cryptocurrency, there wasn't many big figures getting into cryptocurrency. You weren't hearing about this. It was very rare. When Floyd Mayweather and it was someone else, DJ Khaled, when they kind of were inspired to join the cryptocurrency game via Centra, when Centra did some advertising, that was when we started to see the commercial appeal growing in cryptocurrency. So now we've got the likes of 50 Cent, Nas, whoever that is, Richard Branson, obviously huge figure. He's a very credible figure, than a rap artist. No offense, but when Richard Branson sees the opportunity in something, then you know that something has got legs. Ashton Kutcher's a fellow Shark Tank investor. He's also in cryptocurrency. Katy Perry is now in cryptocurrency. She's one of the most widely followed celebrities on social media. So her her endorsement of cryptocurrencies is quite significant, by the way. Floyd Mayweather, I've just spoken about. DJ Khaled, I've spoken about. Mike Tyson, Jamie Foxx. So, so cryptocurrency is beginning. These are major celebrities. These are major people, even though I don't know who Nas is. Who is Nas? Oh, he's a rapper. He's a rapper. Anyway, I haven't been really listened to rap music since I was like 13 years old, so there we are. So anyway, so it's a good list there, and it's only going to grow. It's only going to grow the bigger cryptocurrency gets, because everybody likes attaching their names to things that are growing. Okay, I mean, I was in there before that happened, but now that everybody seems to be jumping on it, media's talking about it, it's a big controversial subject. People want to jump on it, and people see it as a great asset class they can make money on. And people are certainly happier to kind of make their faces appear and say, yes, I'm in it, look at me. So anyway, so now I've done this little market recap. Thank you for your comment. Nice haircut. Yes, I just personally did it. So, Mayweather, Fox, these guys are paid to advertise, not exactly adoption. Well, the fact of the matter is, I don't think that people... I mean, I get offers all the time. A question I'm probably going to cover at some point in this stream. But I get offers all the time to cover all sorts of things. Not just cryptocurrency, like t-shirts, merch, and all sorts of things. But you're careful about what you attach your name to. So although they were paid to do it, they're not necessarily... They get offers all the time. Okay? I mean, these are celebrities. I mean, every man and his dog is going to be wanting a celebrity to endorse their product. They don't necessarily exclusively... just attach their name to anything, but they did in this occasion. So although it was paid in some form, then you can't get away from the fact that they must have had a keen interest in cryptocurrency to attach their name to it. And all that jazz. So let's see, have we got any decent questions here? Because there are still the same old shite questions. Let's have a look. Let's have a looky. Work. Lots of questions. Suppo the barber. Yes. Nice trim. Thank you very much. It's just a full stop as your name, funnily enough. Naz was around when you were 13 years old. Was he? Really? Don't know him. I knew like the likes of Snoop and Dr. Dre and all that lot. I don't know if you underestimate how long ago I was 13. So, any good thought-provoking questions? What do you think? So, this is from Abdul. So, what do you think about the holding strategy for 2018? Assess at Q4 which to sell and which to keep holding. What do you think about the holding strategy for 2018? So, basically holding until Q4 and deciding which to sell and which to keep holding. Well, I've got rules. I've got personal rules. At the end of the day, this is my perspective, okay? So I've got personal rules in what I hold, okay? So I don't hold things that are hyped in the cryptocurrency game. I don't think, oh, there are so many people talking about this, so I've got to invest in it. No, okay? I don't do that. Now, there are elements where I will trade on that. So if there is hype building, if there's a big event coming, I will trade the gains on such an event. You know, buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. That is something I do, and something I'm very honest about in my cryptocurrency course on Udemy about trading. I do that. But when it comes to long-term holds, I have to go with something that I truly believe in. I truly believe in the technology. I believe in the team's ability to make that technology come to life and solve the pain they're looking to solve. And I need to have a personal kind of connection with the pain that's being solved. That is why I have invested in the likes of Ethos, because that is a pain I have personally felt. The whole process of buying cryptocurrency, being a teacher and having tons of worldwide students not being able to buy cryptocurrency from Coinbase because their language, their country isn't supported, and being able to cash out ultimately. Not only that, but also the wallets. All of these are solutions Ethos provides, which is why I was so heavy on Ethos, and certainly why I was heavy behind their team, because I could see it was a team that were personally affected by it and were looking to solve a pain rather than a bunch of entrepreneurs that saw an opportunity and just went for it. You know, Shingo, who's the founder, it was his aunt, I think, who had the real issue buying cryptocurrencies, and he wanted for the newbie person to have cryptocurrencies accessible. So, you know, so as far as holding is concerned, I hold for the long term. I hold for at least a particular multiplier. So 50 to 1,000. Okay, I will only invest in cryptocurrencies where I see that potential is, and if I don't see the potential, then I will cash out. But it's very rare, because unless I get into a cryptocurrency that I half saw an opportunity on and then sell my position, I will not sell. So it's up to you. You've got to have your own personal idea, because I'm not a financial, you know, advisor. I'm not a person that says, oh, you should do this, you should do that for the benefits of your finance. You've got to have your own system. My system works for me, and I share this system with you because it's worked for me and it keeps working for me, and I dare say it will continue to keep working for me. So what the problem is that as soon as you sell your position, let's look at Q4, like you said in that question, Abdul, is that if you sell in Q4 was actually the biggest spike period in 2017. That was where cryptocurrencies went from, you know, this stable, this kind of, you know, went from fear to confidence, then stabilization, and then vroom, just went in Q4. And if you sell your positions before it goes vroom, then you're going to be in that position where you're like, kicking yourself, why did I get out of that position? So, but good question. Good question indeed. Do you think the real growth has gone in cryptocurrency as it's an ICO investment rather than pick up from the exchange now? Well, don't really get that question. Do you think the real growth has gone? I don't know. Oh, do you mean in Ethos? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to look at multipliers, okay? So when I called Ethos, there was still, you know, when I first called Ethos, it was at 5 cents, and I told my community about it. My community is the place that get most of my pearls of wisdom, because frankly, they deserve it, to be honest. But anyway, yes, it was a great opportunity then, but it all depends on really what future you want and what gains you want to make. Now, you know, Ethos, you know, has gotten up to $13. It needs to go to $130 to make 10 times investment, so the multipliers aren't necessarily there. but it has gone to under $3, so you've got to wait for the dipping points. Dipping points present multiplying opportunities. Buying an all-time high doesn't. That's why you got to wait. That's why I personally wait for a cryptocurrency I really like. If I've missed the boat at ICO and I've missed the boat during previous dips, then I get in at the next dip. And if the dip doesn't come, I don't get in. As simple as that. Sometimes you just like a cryptocurrency and wish the best for it, but you haven't got into it. Like Dash for me. I missed out on the opportunity to get in at $10, and I've never gotten in as a result of that. I've never bought a Dash coin. Never bought one. Because the opportunity went and it's gone. You know, the ability to make multipliers has massively diminished. Where I see the value of Dash is in the masternode, because that basically gives you a full-time income just having a masternode. So, Suppoman at eToro. eToro. Well, to tell you, if you want to go to eToro, do it. I think I just accidentally deleted a message. Sorry. Wait, you're not a financial advisor? No, I'm not. I'm not. Actually, let's go, because I'm struggling to find decent questions. I apologise. But I'm struggling to find decent questions. You say Neo... Aha. So, Ken, I haven't read this question, so let me read it live to you. You say Neo can become 4-figure, but it's not divisible. Isn't that a bit of a problem? It's like having 1,000 USD bill with no change. The thing where I see Neo becoming a 4-figure coin is because this is... possibly at the moment the most viable competitor to Ethereum. Okay, it's the most viable because you know at the moment it's the working competitor. You've got the likes of Cardano, you've got the likes of Ethos, you've got the likes of credits and things like that coming up. But these are ideas at the moment. They're not exactly having dApps built on them. They're not actually showing proof of however many 100,000 or 1 million transactions per second. But the likes of Neo and they are having ICOs, and they are geniuses at marketing. And so Neo is a very, very worthwhile competitor. And seeing that Ethereum, even though it's slightly inferior to Neo, seeing that Ethereum keeps on going shows you the potential for Neo. Now, I saw the potential at $4. It hasn't yet let me down, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 4-figure coin easy by 2020, if not way before then. In fact, I think that this year we could see a 4-figure Neo, and I think we could see a 5-figure Neo in time, but these are just projections. These are projections based on, where I see cryptocurrency going. But at the same time, you cannot account for competitors coming in and entering the space that have seen how previous ICOs and previous cryptocurrencies have done it, replicate the model and get good partnerships, get a good developer community very quickly, and also build and start to eat away at Neo and Ethereum. And this will dilute the potential for the likes of Ethereum and Neo. But at the moment, Neo is the only plausible competitor to Ethereum, and it seems to be going very far indeed. They've come a long way, and they are going to keep going a long way. So I definitely see Neo's potential. Is Crypto Nick dead? I don't know. I have not paid attention to any of those, Ponzi shill artists since what happened at ICO. So there we are, Marble Arch. Now let me take a question from here. Right, so the most liked question, serious question, Suppoman. How can I earn from shilling coins on YouTube? Like, if I can get 100,000 plus subscribers like you, give me a rough idea how much ICO companies pay for such videos. I don't think it comes down... It's a funny, serious question, F. But I don't think ICO companies pay for your subscribers necessarily. They don't necessarily pay for... they don't pay for the social proof. They pay for you, ultimately. They pay for your ability to make a coin grow. They pay for your trustworthiness, your credibility, your ability to see the long-term potential. That's what they pay for. But I have never accepted payment to do a sponsored video ever, and won't ever, because as far as I'm concerned, saying why something is good for the long term without actually believing it is doing a disservice not only to you, but to me and the channel that I've worked really hard to build. So I don't take money for shilling coins, but I think that I have told you how much money I have been offered. I have been offered anything from, well, obviously there's lots of cheapskates out there that say, oh, Suppoman, can you flog this for $1,000? But there are also people who have said that they would pay me close to $1 million to shill their coin. Okay, and I mean, like, basically $1 million either in coins or $1 million in Bitcoin or $1 million in Ethereum, whichever I choose. And I have chosen not to ever do that, right? Which is why I do get slightly pissed when people start, saying, oh, you're a pump and dumper, because I could easily be a paid pump and dumper without you even knowing, earning 7 figures per coin. Well, not necessarily all the time, but 5 to 7 figures per coin, shilling it out to you, and ultimately becoming very rich in the process and retiring early. Instead, I slog, I do research into my own coins, which, yes, I do invest in, because I don't understand why people wouldn't talk about and encourage the word to be spread about a coin they haven't personally invested in. I would find that very, very shady, personally. If somebody's saying, I think Substratum is going to be huge, it's going to be enormous, it's going to be really great, and then all of a sudden you find they're not invested in it, then you'll think, why are they saying that then? So I do talk about coins I'm invested in, but I think that is something you can't avoid if you see great coins that you want other people to know about. So, it's a bit of a catch-22. What's the word? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Let's see any more questioners. So the market's very linear. Coin values go up 20%, and then in a 24-hour period, they go down 20%. Investors who hold all make very few gains. That's not true. 2018 will be the year of the day trader, unfortunately. All 2018 ICOs too have gone nowhere when launched on the exchange. So this question is broken up into quite a few parts, crypto legendo, right? So the market is still recovering, okay? It's not going to recover quick because the market is very sensitive. Okay, it's not like the stock market. Cryptocurrency allows the everyday person to make an investment. Okay, the everyday person, if they just have a bank account, they can invest in cryptocurrencies. Okay, now for some people that money is everything, and for other people like the whales, that money is just play money. Okay, but the people, of which there is a large community that are playing with their own livelihood, putting it into cryptocurrencies, of course they're going to sell when the going gets tough. Which is why it's always a good thing to not only invest at dips, but also invest in what you believe in, because you're less likely to take the money out. And that's where we're seeing the money going in, the money coming out. Because the lack of confidence the confidence has still not been restored. But investors who hoard all will make very few gains is bullshit. Because this has been my whole rationale since I started this channel back in, May. I talk about hold, and it's done me extremely well. But not everything that you hold will turn to gold. That's why you've got to make sure, that's why I do my courses, because I try and help people invest in the best at the best prices, so that by holding it, they make enormous multipliers. Ethos, to me, made 286 times gain. Okay, and I think my number 1 ICO is going to make an easy 100 times gain. So if you get in the right cryptocurrencies at the right price, holding makes you amazing gains. But to say investors who hold all make very few gains is a load of crap generally, because it all is based on how intelligent your positions are when you got into it and where the potential is for it. But the last bit, which is that all 2018 ICOs have gone nowhere when launched on an exchange. Well, not all have. Zilliqa has done extremely well. I think that, what's the other one? The one I don't like. Bluezell has done really well. There's my one at the beginning of the year, my big degree, that 10x'd on the first day, 11x'd on the first day, went up to 12x, but then the market has crashed. And of course, this means that that cryptocurrencies go down. The newest that come in are the ones that have the less tested community, because they've not held for long enough to test their resilience. And so they're the first to sell. So the newest cryptocurrencies go right down. And this can be said for all cryptocurrencies that have launched kind of from November onwards. They have kind of all slumped, but the newest ones have gone down to ICO prices because they haven't had the chance to moon yet. Okay, so there's still a long way to go. Once we're out of this winter period, I guess, which people say, once we're out of that period, then things are going to grow again. But at the moment, the confidence is not there, and the confidence returns to the ones that deliver profits, which are the more established coins. And that's because the smart money and the smart money should be going into the ICOs that show promise, because when they go back to dipping points, when they go back to their ICO prices, that's a great thing. This is not a bad thing. ICOs have gone nowhere when launched on an exchange. That is not a bad thing, because they will grow, because they always grow. Okay, if they've got good long-term potential. If they're crap, like a lot of ICOs are, then they won't grow. But that's where you need to do your due diligence. Any more questiones? Be good if you could explain more about infrastructure coins. I understand OneChain is one, but what about others? Are you able to clarify the criteria that makes an infrastructure coin stand out? What's your top privacy coin? Dex coins are easy. Blah, 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 blah. God, Jesus, there's a ton of questions there. Where do I start? So, infrastructure coins. So, if we go to ICO drops, a lot of the blockchain services, ones that say blockchain services, tend to be the infrastructure coins. Okay, so these are the foundations of building services. Okay, so that's infrastructure. They essentially allow developers to create the infrastructure behind an amazing decentralized app. That is where I see value specifically right now. There are two really good types of cryptocurrency. The ones that are currencies, that are stores of value, because there are people looking to be better than Bitcoin, outperform Bitcoin and all that kind of thing. If you get in that thing kind of low, if you get that really, really low, they could perform really well. Also fintech cryptocurrencies, but the best really are infrastructure cryptocurrencies. They are the ones that set the foundation. These are the Neos, these are the Ethereums, the Metaverses, the EOSes, the Cardanos. These are the ones that enable services to be built, and superior services. When you see greater transactions per second, that gives you the ability, that gives you the knowledge of what a decentralized app built on that platform, once it's launched, can produce. Okay, they can be better than the Ethereums. They can be not bogged down by congestion like Ethereum was when CryptoKitties was launched on it. If CryptoKitties was launched on something like Cardano or EOS, well, EOS, then we would never have had that massive congestion and build up in the blockchain, because the transactions per second are much quicker. So therefore, blockchains are essentially what are looking to be the next level service in cryptocurrency. So I see infrastructures being the best thing, okay, because you are essentially trying to build the next Apple operating system like iOS or whatever it is on Mac OS or Windows or Android, or these like infrastructures that allow you to build apps. You know, these are the future. Okay, but some are going to do well, some are not going to do quite so well. Not all blockchain services are going to do well. There needs to be the demand, there needs to be it does something different, there needs to be the performance, and there needs to be the team. That is how you make sure you get onto a winner infrastructure coin. Now let's go back onto the live chat. How many people are watching on this Sunday afternoon, this Sunday arvo? Smash up the likes, by the way, peeps. Smash up the likes. I'll try and get to your question as soon as possible. 517 likes from 3k people. That's pathetic. Smash up the likes. Get some coffee. You could do with the energy. I don't think I could do with any more energy. Shahid. Is credits the next EOS? It's, well, that's a difficult one. EOS has a superstar in Dan Larimer, and it's a potential powerhouse, a real potential powerhouse that's got a large community. Credits has not got anywhere near the size of community, the confidence in the platform as EOS. So it's definitely going to be up there, but I don't think that it's got a chance of deposing EOS if EOS actually manages to realise its vision. And knowing where Dan Larimer has been and what he's created and been behind, I think there's much more likelihood of EOS surviving Credits. But Credits is looking at creating a similar kind of blockchain service, similar kind of transactions per second. It looks to be different as well than EOS, and I think that's something that you've got to look for in a cryptocurrency, is it offers something unique. Because why go to Credits than EOS unless there's something unique about it that gives developers that EOS doesn't? So look for the differentiators. That is very important. Dave Elvo, or Elevo, first time I've seen you live. Welcome to seeing me live, David. I am from Latvia, says Edgars. Love you, Suppoman. I love you too. Thong says, nice haircut, Suppoman. Thong. In the UK, that's very skimpy female underwear. And male underwear as well, if you're kinky like that. What else? The key is still at ICO price. Well, the key... Funnily enough, I was watching Black Mirror, which if you guys are following me on Twitter, which I implore that you do because Twitter's so cool, I have been watching Black Mirror and it's so damn good. It's so damn interesting to see where the world is going, what's being built, and what extent companies have our personal information. You know, there was one particular episode where, you know, essentially a person was able to be recreated after death. Okay, so there was this couple, okay, man and a woman. The man died in a car crash. They were young couple, like mid-20s or something, or 30, or early 30s. The man died, okay. The woman was grieving. She was so upset. She wanted her husband back, or boyfriend. I think it was husband. And what happened was, and Black Mirror is based in the future, right? So this is what happens in the future. And a friend of the girl said, oh, I've signed you up to this service, like where you can talk to your deceased partner. And they were able to recreate not only his voice, but they were able to recreate his whole body via biometrics and personal data that had been stored on a platform like The Key. So The Key is an indication of what could be built in the future from the information put on The Key. Do you want that kind of future or not? I don't know. But I do think The Key is great, and I think that it's just suffered from coming out at this time. I think that's a big reason why Wanchain hasn't come out yet, peeps, because I just don't think they want to release at a time like this, because it's not going to have the accelerated investment that it would during a bull period. So there we are, Marble Arch. Archangel, yes, that's another one. Yeah, so good. I've watched every single episode, and some of them twice. Do reactions to watching Black Mirror. Oh yeah, you don't want to see that. That's just so cool. I watched a bit of Altered. This is Crypto Philip. If you like Black Mirror, you must watch Altered Carbon. I didn't really like it because it's more American, and I like British / American stuff, which is what's it called is. Would you invest in mining services, says Sebastian. No, personally, but that's just my own personal preference, because these mining services, they've got two prongs to the business. You invest in the mining farm, you invest in a contract essentially, and you get delivered a certain amount of Bitcoin, which is great. And also it's got this referral scheme attached to it, which people get into to become a bit more rich, and they just become scammers and Ponzi artists basically. So I don't personally believe in it. I believe there's more money to be made investing in really top cryptocurrencies like the ones that you can see here. This is a very unfortunate time for the market to be going through a depression, because some of these ICOs are amazing. I've looked through a lot of them, and there are some real hot ones that are likely to boom when the market goes back up. But the lack of confidence is there, you know, so people aren't necessarily looking to invest in ICOs. But right now, some of these ICOs are so insane. They're so insanely good. And I'd rather invest in an ICO that's got potential to make huge multipliers than invest in a mining contract where essentially you don't know how safe your money is. And I've seen there have been problems with some in the past. So there we are. Any more questions? What else? Did Ethos make you rich? Yes, it did. It did make me rich. And I think that the reason why is not because I'm greedy. I think the reason why is because I truly believed in it. Now, this is where I'm going to go to the question above. Okay, because I think this is a good time to talk about this. If you would invest, how would you invest if you were someone just coming into the market right now with a small capital? Okay, 1 to 2K. So, this Ethos story is my favourite story because it just goes, it shows everything that I teach summarised into social proof. Okay, so I got involved in Ethos when it was Bitcoins, when this was at 5 cents at ICO, because I truly believed in the vision. I'm not going to regurgitate what I've already said, but the fact of the matter is that I went all in on this because it basically was a vision I believed in, a team I thought could bring the vision to where it was. It was a pain point I really felt needed a solution in the market. And it was at just the right price, had the right token supply. The token, statistics were absolutely perfect for it. And that is why I went all in, because it was one of those holy grail cryptocurrencies you very rarely see. OneChain is another one. My number one ICO is another one, where everything is just right. Okay, everything is poised where you're almost in a position where you can't lose. So that is why I put a lot of money into this, because I actually truly believed in it at the heart of it. And then secondly, everything made sense. All the metrics made sense. The price made sense. The lack of people talking about it meant it was a lot easier for me to get a community into it as well. So we were essentially able to make this a success story. The mastermind group was able to essentially come behind this great vision and make it a success story. So when it comes to, as a newbie, where would you invest 1 to 2K? Well, where I would say to invest is into a cryptocurrency you truly believe in. I was very lucky that my first trade in cryptocurrency was in Ripple. I didn't believe in it. I didn't care about it, but I knew that big news was coming for Ripple. So I invested in it at 2 cents, and it rode because that was at the point in which it was going to be adopted by Japanese banks. And that is what took it from 2 cents to 42 cents, just like that. And then all of a sudden, there were loads of international banks using it as a protocol. But I rode the wave. I didn't believe in it, but it was a good buy the rumor, sell the news type situation. But after that, I made a series of bad trades because I didn't believe in the vision. I didn't care about it. I was just looking at cryptocurrencies that sounded interesting and just getting involved without looking at the history, without looking at dips, without looking at criteria, without looking at anything. I was just investing blindly, and it was pathetic, which is why I learned exactly what you need to look at when you invest. And ever since I tried that, I've just had success story after success story. And from this point onwards, I'm going to have success story after success story, because this criteria works. This is a criteria that differentiates shite opportunities from great opportunities. So, it's not about me saying, oh, you should invest in OneChain. Oh, you should invest in Medical Chain. Oh, you should invest in credits. Oh, you should invest in Ocean Protocol. Oh, you should invest in Power Ledger. It's not about me saying you should spend 1 to 2K in this as a newbie. It's me saying to you as a newbie, you need to look. You've got time. You've got time. Okay, you've got to take one of my courses and really understand that when you're investing in a cryptocurrency, you've got to invest in something that's got good long-term potential, that's going to survive the crashes, that's a pain point, that there's enough people that want to see it come to market, that crashes are never going to kill it, and essentially it has to be unique. It has to have a community. It has to have this, that, and the other. It has to have a certain amount of supply. It needs to deliver you enough gains for you to stay interested and not go out of it. So that's why it needs certain supply. And then from that point onwards, that is where you are positioned to make huge gains. So it's not about saying you should go into this coin. You need to be looking at YouTubers to corroborate the research you're doing. And if they're talking about it, and if there seems to be a lot of hype and high demand, then you're onto a winner. You're onto a winner. But sometimes that demand doesn't need to be seen straight away. With Ethos, no one spoke about this for a good 4 months until I started spreading the name out, and now everybody's talking about it. Everybody is talking about Ethos now. And so, you do need to sometimes be a little bit lucky and go into a coin that people don't necessarily initially see the value in, but once more people know about it, they will. This luckily came out at a very similar time to this time, where there were some really good ICOs coming out. And, Bitcoins, which Ethos was at the time, was one of those that was struggling to hit a goal. Nobody was really investing into it. So I get a whole community into it. And with the premise that it was going to go up eventually. And it did. It did, because of the value of the product, and it came before a lot of these junk Me Too products came out. So that answers this particular question here. You need to invest in something that you personally see the value in and you can hold through because you're passionate about the project and you're a fan of the project. That's why I've held Steam. I've never given up my position on Steam, even though there are so many people saying Steam's shite, Steam's got a ruined system, it benefits the whales and all that bollocks, right? I never gave up on Steam, even though it stayed at $1 for the best part of 5 months, or going down significantly below $1, or sometimes just going up high enough over $1 to give you hope, but then going back down again. Never gave up on Steam. Never gave up on it. And look where it is now. Went up to $6, for God's sake. So, you know, there we are. Don't give up. The ones that have great long-term potential win through in the end. Any more for any more? Any more for any more? I'm not going to show my blockfolio now. That's a stupid idea, personally. Some funny question. Someone says, I've hacked you, Suppoman. I know your number one, your secret ICO is Ethos for some reason. Hilarious. InvestFeed is crap now. Well, I mean, the thing is, things need social proof. It needs people talking about it and credible names behind it. And as soon as credible names start losing hope, then all is lost, really. Show your haircut. There we are, peeps. There we are. Look at that. There we are, Marble Arch. That was all done by me. Yes. I did it this morning because I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, God, I look fat. So I thought, but what makes me look less fat? Shorter back and sides. So I trimmed the back and sides. How do I join your mastermind group? Easy. You just go to Udemy. Well, in fact, to be honest, all the links are in the description. You just get one of these courses. And as soon as you become a student, it says $47, $49.99 in the description. It's $10. So if you get into one of these courses, at the end of the course, you are shown how to become a mastermind group member, and then you are in. So for $10, really. So, you know, you pay $10 for the course and you get membership as free. There is quite a waiting list as a result of that low price. There's quite a few people that are knocking on the door saying, Suppoman, let me in, and I'm trying to get them through, but I'm a busy man and I can't get everybody through. But there we are, Marble Arch, and these are the community that get the most out of me. Man of so many talents. Thank you, Crypto to the Moon. I appreciate that. Anything else? What's the secret ICO? You'll find out soon. You'll find out soon. Will Monday be the day? No, it won't be the day. I don't know why. I think the reason why Ian Bellina does what he does, showing his blockfolio, is simply a means of social proof that what his system is, which is essentially looking at a token's metrics, its data, and the data it shows you that works. That system works. That's why he shows you the social proof. I don't feel a need to show you the social proof, but I'm not necessarily criticizing him for doing it. But when you show what you have got, people will target you, and you make yourself a walking target for hackers. So it's not something I will ever do, and no matter how many times people ask me to, I'm never going to do it. I can only give you a real indication of what I've got, and that's all I will ever do. I think you're the most charismatic crypto YouTuber. Thank you, Heldor. You have taste. Am I going to WrestleMania this year? No. What's your opinion of SalPay, Suppo? I like SalPay as a product offering. I think it's excellent. Electroneum has 150,000 people in its community. Well, Electroneum really failed. If you were looking at my data, the data I look at is that I look at this is part of my my process. This is what I look for. If the supply is too high and it doesn't have the potential for investor and institutional money, I stay away from it. Okay. Now let's have a look at the life cycle of Electroneum. It entered the market at a huge price because people couldn't get it out of their wallets, and so people were just buying up and couldn't really sell it. And then all of a sudden people did get access, they started selling it, and it stayed at 3 cents for ages, and then it went up a little bit to 12 cents, down again. It went up a little bit to, you know, 20 or so cents, and then down again. And this is basically what happens when you've got a high supply coin. It needs to maintain a very, very high kind of high 7 to 8 figures, 9 figures is best, kind of trade volume. And for something like Electroneum, which a lot of people don't see the value of, particularly diehard miners who see, what's the point in like a simulated mining cryptocurrency, an app? That's why this just fails. It fails. It has viral potential. it's got newbie appeal. That's why it's got such a large community. But newbies are not the ones that give the volume. It's the institutional money that give the volume, and the institutional money will not touch Electroneum unless for a pump and dump, like in instances like this. So although I see this having a gradual, slow growth over the next year, I don't ever see this being a 100x coin. I just don't personally see it coming easy, because, you know, I just don't think that the newbies have the mentality to keep this going. So that's my 2 cents. And I think that this had the best appeal at the beginning, and it's lost a lot of appeal since then. Okay, it's lost a lot of appeal. Look, this had, you know, mid 8-figure 24-hour volume at the peak, and now it's just died. Okay, and it's worse, you know, than all the way back here, really. So there we are, you know. So I don't think Electroneum just has that. It's not as credible a project. It's not looking to add as much value to the space as a lot of the other projects, like a lot of the AI projects in particular. And I really like AI projects. And one of the projects that I really like is actually Ocean Protocol, wherever that is on this page. Not even sure if it is on this page. Ocean Protocol is like really phenomenal. Ocean Protocol is literally gathering all that AI, all that data to make the best AI products. And if you watch Black Mirror, you see the potential for AI in the future. Dating apps of all sorts that can be, you know, the things that essentially will grow to control you, because they'll have so much intelligence that they will be able to outperform a human in intelligence. And at that point, once robots and machines have more intelligence than humans, then the need for humans gets essentially replaced, okay, or substituted for robots that, you know, you may not have to pay a salary to, or an hourly wage, or even sleep with. Okay, so artificial intelligence is both an amazing thing, something that Ocean Protocol is going to help really bring out to the market, but at the same time could destroy humanity as we know it. So, you know, some of these projects have more dangerous capabilities than others, but at the same time, amazing potential for growth. Have you ever got scammed or hacked? No, never. It's never happened to me. But, not saying it never will, and it could, but it hasn't so far. And this is one big reason why I've made a course on cryptocurrency wallets. It's probably my least popular course, this one, the cryptocurrency wallets course, but it's certainly one of the best rated on Udemy, because this one shows you exactly how I do it and how you should do it, and what the future is for it as well. Could Silica do 100x? Yeah, I think it could, yes. It's not had a chance, but it probably could have done 100x if it got launched in a bull market. It probably could have done 100x. Not yet, but probably in the short term. Karan, Holland loves you, Suppo. I love Holland, except for a previous experience I had in a coffee shop. That I don't like Holland for. But, you know, the red light district's all good. Definity opinion, Suppo. I like Definity. I think it's it's, you know, kind of in keeping, and it's kind of in ARC block territory. Blockchain 3.0. So I like it. Could Zero Chain do good? Let me remind myself of Zero Chain. It's down here, isn't it? Yeah, it could. It could do good. It could very well do well. But there is a lot of competition at the moment for infrastructure cryptocurrencies. But Zero Chain has got potential. Fundraising goal, 39 million. So not too bad. They're not being greedy. Available for token sale, 10%. Wow. They're really not making a lot available, are they? So, yeah, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's got a hype rate of normal, which isn't, you know, which means that it's not necessarily that exciting to others. So, what day am I announcing Secret ICO? Either Wednesday or Thursday. Do you even read these? Jeremy Coe says, Suppoman, how do you even read these messages? So many. It is very difficult. Do you always need KYC for ICOs? For a lot of the credible ones, yes, because you have to prove where you're from and you are who you say you are. So yeah, I mean, and because you know, it's a good way. Whitelisting and KYCs are a good way of separating shite investors from good investors. You know, because what you're seeing in a lot of what you're seeing on a lot of KYC forms is they're asking you more questions about what you know about the project, why you're interested in the project, what you're willing to do for the project. That's something Gems did, which I didn't really like because it was causing people to spam everywhere. But you're actually having to do more now than you had to before. It's almost like a vetting process. They're like making sure they're getting the best investors. You're having more lockdowns than ever. So yeah, I think you don't always need KYC. It all depends on who the ICO is open out to and how stringent the ICO is being. But KYC, I think, is a good thing. It's just unfortunate that the US are precluded from getting involved in certain cryptocurrencies because they're not accredited investors. And accredited investors need to show net worth of $1 million or earnings of 200,000-300,000 a year. It's a pain in the ass. But Fusion, did I invest, Suppo? No, I didn't actually invest in Fusion because I think that when it comes out, it's going to probably stay at a price that you could get invested in anyway. So no, I didn't get involved in Fusion. Didn't get involved. No. And it did get subscribed to at ICO, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's going to be held now. It's going to have to be held by the people who bought. But, you know, it all depends really on how people view the opportunity. But it's had medium demand. So, you know, that shows that it's got some good demand, but it's not necessarily going to just explode out of the blocks one chain style. Did Suppo Cat gnaw your hair off? She's so placid. She's so placid. Is Ethos going to make current wallets obsolete? Yes, and then some. And I saw this potential long ago, so yes, I do think so. Olympics coin. Olympics coin, Michelle. Never heard of it. Could be interesting. Oh, I got a $5 super chat. Do you think that Car Vertical could hit $1 to $2 this year? No. Personally, I don't think it could hit that, but I do think that it's got amazing multiplier ability, but I don't think it's going to hit $1 to $2. No. Definitely not $2. $1, you never know. You never know, but it all depends on the partnerships that they can grow this year, and if they can create V-chain type partnerships, because a V-chain for cars essentially. So if they can create V-chain type partnerships, you know, with the top automotive companies, with fleets, leasing companies, and all sorts of companies to make sure this database is as fully stocked as possible, then there's every likelihood this could achieve great multipliers. But I don't know if $1 is at all possible. Can Trinity do 100x? It can, based on where you bought it at. It can, based on where you bought it at. So if you bought it at ICO, yes, it can do 100x. If you bought it at the 40 cents, you'll have to wait for it to achieve about $40 to make 100x. So, you know, it's not going to be as easy. Omnitude I've looked at, and I think that they are very, very interesting. So, I like Omnitude. Thrive ICO wasn't hugely keen. Any more for any more? Any more for any more? How many guys are Omnitude? Yes, yeah, so Omnitude I like. Omnitude I like. It's not my number one, but I do like it. So let's have a look and see. Any more? Ask. Remember. 999 likes. I'm going to smash the like and make it 1K. Yes, I've never done that before. Right. Any more decent questions in here? How do you think regulation will affect coin exchanges? Well, I don't know. Regulation is coming in many forms and at different stages for coins. So I think that regulation is looking to be enforced to keep people safer. I think that that's the reason that's given. Regulation is also used as a way of the centralized world trying to control the decentralized world. So, you know, with that in mind, it's not always, you know, you don't necessarily think that the correct intentions are there behind regulation. But I think that if regulation actually makes cryptocurrency safer as an infrastructure, it's okay. Because there are a ton of hacks going on. You know, look at this. I mean, Italian cryptocurrency exchange BitGrail loses 170 million. You know, and we don't want this to happen. We do want people to be safe from being scammed and hacked. And regulation, if it can stop this, then fine, because we need to have I think more confidence will come into the cryptocurrency market if we can get rid of the dangers that are posed to newer investors that don't keep their money safe, people that have tons of money keeping their money safe. I think that, you know, there needs to be some form of measure, but I don't like centralized regulation. I think it needs to be a self-governed kind of ecosystem to work. So I think regulation is a good and a bad thing. If it keeps people safer, then it's a good thing. But if it tries to control the volatility and the innovation, it's not a good thing. I don't like what is happening in America, because that is essentially preventing the innovation. So there we are, Marble Arch. Is there a point in having a Nano Ledger S when Ethos wallet comes out? Well, it all depends really, because it all depends on the cryptocurrencies being compatible. They have to make their cryptocurrencies compatible in order for you to store every single coin. So some that you really want to hold, they may not be compatible straight away, in which case you've got to have a Nano. But at the moment, I would say that that's kind of essential to have a hardware wallet. Have a hardware wallet is the safest place to put your cryptocurrencies right now. And there's a lot of hacks going on exchanges, a lot of hacks going on my Ether wallet. You know, what happened the other day, that's the non-nano or non-hardware version. That's like the key store in the JSON file. You know, they are the ones that are most at risk of being hacked. So keeping it on a hardware wallet or on a paper wallet as a minimum is where I would say you should keep your money. But we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see with Ethos, because they're going to be bringing out a version of the wallet, but I'm not blinded enough to think, oh yeah, it's going to be amazing straight away. You've got to make sure that there are no teething problems when it gets launched. I'm part of, well, not part of their product council, but I do get a kind of early look at stuff. And as a result of that, I'm able to see if, you know, what, I'm one of their testers. But you've got to kind of give some time and see how things go, and then it will be safer. But right now, keep it in a hardware wallet. Particularly when you see what happened with Binance the other day. That was a big scare for a lot of people, that it might have been hacked. It wasn't hacked, but what if it was? You know what I mean? So, you know, there's so much money being stored on there. So make sure that you are keeping yourself safe, and a Nano Ledger or a Trezor is the best way. Can you be an advisor for my ICO? No. No, I've been approached to be an ICO advisor for some really good ones. I mean, like, there's maybe one or two in here. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to throw them under the bus. But I have been approached to be an advisor for a couple of really amazing ones, and I've said no to them. So I'm certainly not going to be an ICO advisor for any minor one or any shit one. And the reason why is because I want to keep my non-biased hat on. Thank you, Wendy. Isn't Pillar an Ethos competitor? Yeah, but a shit one. It's like saying, oh, isn't Metaverse an Ethereum competitor? Well, yeah, but it's not. It's not exactly in the same league, is it? The key or self key? Personally, the key. Personally, the key. Marble Arch ICO, yes. One day, peeps. One day, Suppocoin will be forked into Marble Arch coin. Who knows? Or Lights Out All Out coin. Or So Mexico coin. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. What do you think of the iDo wallet? I think that iDo has predictably, because I've said this, peeps, I've been bartering on about this for ages. Anytime anybody asks me about iDo wallet, it's essentially a poor man's version of Ethos. Okay? Now, iDo got, the ICO price for iDo was $2.50. It is now, having been on the market like 6 months, well, since October it's been on the market, it has lost 55 cents. Okay, now that is ridiculous. Okay, so that just goes to show really what I think of iDo wallet. They are launching ICOs, they launched Ethlend and stuff like that, so I think it has some differentiators. But ultimately, it's not a superior product. Okay, so that's just my personal opinion. Others may disagree, and I'm happy with that. Can ArcBlock do 100x? I think it could do 100x, but it all depends on what comes out after. So you have to wait and see, peeps. Pillow will wipe the floor with Ethos. Yeah, whatever. I'll love to settle that bet with you when you're poor and I'm rich. But hey, grab some fucking but tell them hey. Orbs ICO. Lots of people now people are all asking what ICO. Now is when all the dross comments are starting to come in. So is there a way to speculate the returns of a particular coin? Well, kind of. If you look at how undervalued it is compared to the rest of the market, compared to its competitors on the market, that's where you can see its potential, and that gives you a starting point. But what you need to also do is look at the potential for growth for the competitors, and where the one that you're invested in could go to see the opportunity. But it comes with a lot of experience. You need to just keep on investing, staying in the game, doing more investing, and doing price predictions, seeing how good you are at doing it, and what constitutes your rationale for where you see a price going, and then projecting that out over a longer period and basically seeing how it goes. Ultimately, there is no exact science. Nobody can do it as much as they predict it, but a lot of people have a better sense of intuition than others. A lot of people are able to read the logic and read the numbers better than others. And a lot of people, particularly with more experience, that have been doing this, have been day trading for months and years, are the ones that have the best intuition. So you have to develop that over time. You can't just come out and think, oh yeah, that's going to go 100x. Because there's been tons of people, just idiots, I guess, particularly with Electronium. When Electronium came out, people would say, this is going to do 100x, this is going to do 300x, it's going to do 1000x, it's going to be $20 by end of the year. They were complete idiots. People are stupid when it comes to price predictions. Mine, at the very least, is very reasonable, and I've been very close with a lot. Been spectacularly wrong with others, but mainly very good with price predictions. So I'll have to watch this space and see. What's your obsession with Marble Arch? Nothing. It just goes very well with there you are. There you are, Marble of the Arches. Right, how long have I been on? I think I've been on a while, haven't I? I've been on since 3. It's 4 now. It's 4. I've been doing an hour's worth of Q&A. What the hell? What a service. What a service. Only the Suppoman does this kind of shit. Any more decent questions? Ethos. Yeah, Ethos is great. One Chain when? One Chain was supposed to. They've done their whole. What's it called? They've done their token swap. I think they got through that. So it's just now a case of launching it. And would you launch it in a market like this, when it's got such expectation, such hype, such demand? Would you launch it in a period like this? That is why I think it hasn't come out yet, personally. But we'll have to wait and see. Blue Cell I don't like. Thank you, Otbomb, or Otmob. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Substratum has work to do. Well, Substratum is... I hate to say it, Nick. I hate to say it, Mr. Data Dash, but I think that Data Dash did a bit of a number on Substratum when he admitted that they gave him 100,000 Substratum. When he said that, I think it took a bit of credibility away from Substratum. It was at $3. And since then, there have been such amazing projects, particularly infrastructure and artificial intelligence projects, that Substratum has kind of lost a little bit of its initial appeal. It's still getting some good volume, but you don't know if that's on the way in or on the way out. So, although it hit this dip of about 50 cents the other day, which was a great time to get into Substratum, and it has doubled since, actually, it went to 39, I think. 37 cents. So this has virtually doubled. There's still a big community behind Substratum. But the thing is that as more ICOs and more opportunities come into cryptocurrency, people's interest in Substratum, or any coin, if that coin isn't performing, the people's interest starts getting spread across other cryptocurrencies. And so these are the people that support the price movement from going down below a certain point. So it had this pyramid, the triangle, it's gone up very nicely and down quite suddenly. And that's because it's lost a lot of its support, what's kept it up. So, it needs a bit of Viagra, basically. It needs to go up and stay up, essentially. So there we are. It can't be like a 50-year-old where it goes up and goes down very quickly. But, I wouldn't know personally. I am Titanium. I like Titanium's infrastructure, the kind of infrastructure as a service kind of service they offer for small businesses, I think that's got a long way to go. And getting in at Masternode is probably a good investment. So if you got in early, then it could be a good investment. Do you hold Substratum? Yes, I do. I do hold some Substratum. Bitcar, is it an alternative to Tether? Yes, it is, basically. But the cryptocurrency itself won't be. So Bitcar as a tradable cryptocurrency will go up and down and volatile and all that. But if you convert it to the actual Bitcar tokens, that is what doesn't lose the value, because they're invested into cars that essentially appreciate. And the ones that depreciate, they don't allow on the platform. So yeah, it is going to be a new Tether, essentially. And I think that's probably most of the value of Bitcar, in all honesty. But the more exotic cars they can get, and the better they can be at essentially being the only ones that provide this service, the better they are as a long-term potential. But is it 100x? Well, Cherie said so. So, you know, sometimes you've got to take a little bit of inspiration from what the founder says. And sometimes a little bit of depression from what the founder says as well. Sometimes they've got such an appalling interview that no, I'm not singling out anybody there, but you know, sometimes an interview with a founder can cripple what was a promising cryptocurrency. What are your thoughts on Metal versus Ethos? There's no real comparison. Metal is more of a payments app, and Ethos is more of a wallets stroke fiat gateway. So I don't see them being competitors as much as I see more wallet providers with fiat gateways as are more competitors than Metal. Talk about Vice token. It's a token that pays you to watch porn, basically. They pay you cryptocurrency to watch porn. Pretty revolutionary, in all honesty. Arcblock I like and I'm bullish on, so I've already said that and maintain that until I'm proved otherwise. Sometimes you can lose trust in a cryptocurrency, and I've not lost trust. So there we are. Right. I think that is it for today, because otherwise I could be on here for ages and ages. Will Ethos work in Pakistan? Ethos will work globally. It'll work everywhere. So that is one of the biggest, biggest and best things about it. So there we are. Daddy Project. Kitcoin's old. Unicoin Gold. That's just dead. That's dead. I never really liked Unicoin Gold anyway. I don't like those types of crypto. I don't like those not fancy sport, esports. I don't really like esports, not my kind of thing. Fancy sports has a better kind of value proposition with the likes of No Limit Coin. VeChain versus Car Vertical. No, you can't compare the two. VeChain is more of a smart cities type thing. So basically it's looking to do life cycle tracking across a range of different niches. Plus they got the RFID. Yeah, Car Vertical is nothing like that. It's just similar in that it's life cycle tracking, but they don't use RFID. Blah 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 blah. I think that's it. I think that is it. That is it. That is it. There's no more decent questions, people. I will do more of these. Let me know in the comments. Do you think I should do more of these? Do you appreciate them? Do they provide value to you? Let me know in the comments. I would be very, very keen to find out. And let me know generally what kind of, videos you want to see moving forward. Because, I personally like the videos where but my favourite series is Savage Crypto, where I analyse a coin for its potential and for its opportunity, for its gains, its team and everything. That's my favourite type, but others may like the market types. I like to mix them up, but I'd like to know kind of what you are thinking is, what's your favourite, really? Be keen to know. Be keen to know. Thank you, Crypty to the Moon. Thank you, Ruxio. Policy Pals, very interesting. Very interesting. And I am looking to be providing more Savage Crypto analysis on a lot of these, on a lot of the ones coming out. This is a quite vibrant time for ICOs. My mastermind group yesterday basically showed the range of amazing opportunity out there. by voting on a lot of the cryptocurrencies they personally believe in. And there are some really good ones, peeps. There are. But there is one that stands out by a long stretch from all the others. And I'm going to be bringing you that later on. WePower, I've given my thoughts. You know, I don't want to flog a dead horse, but I don't like it very much. QuantStamp, I do like very much and think it's going to be good. So, there we are. There we of the R variety. Thank you very much for joining me on this Sunday, on the day of rest. I hope that you are watching whilst you are resting. I hope that you have been entertained in this hour. I hope that it has provided you with information that's useful to you and just allows you to learn. Something that I do a lot is that I like to just learn from all others, right? I just like to learn from a lot of people and understand what their thoughts and feelings are, and mix it with my own thoughts and feelings, and ultimately get the sentiment, get the ultimate sentiment. That's what I like to do. Don't necessarily go on your own sentiments all of the time, because other people offer insights, they offer philosophies, they offer different theories, and you can incorporate all of those. So don't just necessarily watch me. You won't see many YouTubers saying this, but don't necessarily just watch me. Watch a range of YouTubers. Even if I am your favourite, and to be honest, I absolutely appreciate it and think you've got great taste, if I am. But you should watch others just to see what other people are saying, just to see other perspectives, just to see who you can trust, and also use other people's perspectives, because I won't cover every coin you may like, but other YouTubers may cover them. Like, for instance, I don't like Current. I don't like that as a potential opportunity, but Box Mining does, and he did an ICO video earlier. So have a look and see what you think, and you know, make your own decisions. Ultimately, don't make my decisions. Don't just replicate what I do, because that makes you less effective. My ultimate goal, and this is one of the big reasons why I have a mastermind group, why I offer all these courses, is to make you effective, not make you me, not turn you into me, but give you somewhere to start so that you can be effective within yourself, essentially. Icons, I think, is a great buy today, actually. Under $4 again. Woohoo. Thank you, Christine. I really appreciate that. I like the combination of your shows. Thank you. I really do appreciate all the comments. Any more questions? I'm sure I've seen some good questions. You're basically saying the exact opposite to Ian Bellina about ICOs right now in an ICO winter market. I think what Ian Bellina says is that this is not the time for basically, I think what he's saying, or what he has said, is that this is an ICO winter, in that basically ICOs that have now come onto exchanges have not grown, and so therefore the ability to make 10x, 100x and all that is not happening, and therefore investing in ICOs is pointless, because they're probably going to go onto an exchange during this winter period and not move. But that is not true, in the sense that if you get involved in the right type of ICO, not every ICO is just going to absolutely soar. Not every ICO is going to moon, but the top quality ICOs will find its way of mooning regardless of the sentiment, because of the opportunity and because of the demand. Okay, because they didn't get an ICO, and they are going to want to get in as close to ICO price as possible, hence Wanchain. But right now isn't necessarily the best time. However, that doesn't mean that this period is going to last forever, and certainly what's here now is going to be released over March and April, when I do imagine it's going to be a lot more of a confident market. So that's my personal opinion. Bellina said infrastructure ICOs will moon. Well, he obviously understands what and why certain ICOs are better than others, because that is, you know, that mirrors what I said. So there we are. There we are. So that's it. That's it. Enough. Oh, I didn't invest in CopyTrack, no. Feelings on Stellar. I like Stellar, but if you know me, which a lot of you do know me, it's very, very, very rare I get involved in a cryptocurrency that has an enormous supply. And this is an enormous supply. Okay? Enormous total supply, and 18 billion circulating supply is just too... Look, it's got institutional money behind it, and even that won't make the price go up. You know, the only one that I really like, well, there's two really. Ripple's been good for pump and dumps in the past, and Cardano has amazing opportunity. But what I don't like about Stellar is that it really, even with institutional money, finds it difficult to grow. And it hasn't really grown a lot recently, in spite of the amazing partnerships. So it just goes to show, really. But my first investment in Stellar was so long ago. I invested in Stellar back in May, I think. And I dropped it after this period here. So, you know, I never got back into Stellar because there was a big pump and then there was some fun about it. I think it was that more supply was going to be added and this made a lot of people dump, and that was when I dumped. So, you know, so Stellar I'm not so keen on, even though it is a promising project. It has to have all the investable signs for me, and supply is one of them. And that's why I don't like it. A billion supply is my maximum. That's my maximum. If it goes beyond that, don't like it. Okay, so Trinity I really like. That's got a billion supply. That's my absolute limit. Belina called you a sensationalist. I am a sensation. What can I say? I don't know what that means, sensationalist. I think that probably means causing hype over something. But, you know, sometimes, yeah, I think that he's probably a fine one to talk, to be fair. But, you know, I like the guy. I think he's okay. You know, he's okay. He's, you know, he offers a perspective. Like I said, you know, a lot of the YouTubers, you've got to look at them and just see what they say and cross-reference it with your own personal take. And that is where you see whether something's investable or not. But just don't copy. You see the market's going up 2 billion since I started this stream. There's been so many guesses on my secret ICO. It's hilarious. But ultimately, most people are wrong. If not pretty much all. 99.9% are wrong. They say, oh, Suppoman, it's definitely this. Suppoman, it's definitely this. So Suppoman, if you don't respond, I'm right, aren't I? Or it's Suppoman, it's like, oh, you know, I've got a bet that it's this, and I think I'm going to win, and blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, it's quite cute to see all these people raving about the ICO, really wanting to decipher probably the biggest puzzle in cryptocurrency right now. Not being arrogant, but it kind of is. So everybody's got to talk about Suppoman's secret ICO. And it is going to be revealed soon, but it's funny because so many people think they know what it is, and it's so far from what I would kind of pick that it makes no sense. But at the same time, I've given so few clues that people are just coming to their kind of own conclusions and coming up with stuff which is just ridiculous. So there we are. So we just have to wait and see. It's going to be so good, but I don't like doing reveals because it's funny because what we really love in life is we love drama, we love curiosity, we love being curious, we love the unknown. We love not knowing what's coming next. It's what keeps us intrigued. And as soon as I say what it is, it's like all that mystery's gone. All that intrigue's gone. The biggest puzzle that needs to be solved in cryptocurrency is gone. And I love the build-up because it's so exciting. You just have to do so much research to kind of find what it is. And what I think people have found through trying to decipher what my number one cryptocurrency is that they have actually come up with some great opportunities themselves. A lot of people have been saying, you know, Tomo Coin, or they've said Electrify, or they've said Ocean Protocol and SyncFab, and all these cryptocos thinking it's the one I've gone for, and they see the value. Particularly the people in my mastermind group that have taken this course here, the ICO investing course, which is the one that shows you how to identify the best from the shit ones. People are using that criteria, applying it to these, and saying this fits what Suppoman likes, so it's got to be this. So I like it. It's cool. It's cool, but I'm not giving it away. Okay, I'm not just going to give it away and just say, oh yeah, it's this. No, I won't do that because that's boring. And nobody wants to be bored in life, do they? People who are bored, they move on to exciting things. And what's more exciting than the Suppoman? So anyway, that is it. That is it for today's episode. So I am going to make a move now. Ian Bellina says Fusion is a poor man's WAN chain. God, whoever this is, you're watching a lot of Ian Bellina. You know his every thought and word. Fusion is a bit like WAN chain, and I think that's probably what he's saying, because he kind of is a big WAN chain evangelist, and he doesn't want it to be deposed. I don't know how much he knows about the #1 ICO, but I can imagine he will try and put that down. So if he says that I'm a sensationalist, that's him trying to put down my WAN-chain killer in favour of WAN-chain. So, you know, he's heavily involved in WAN-chain. So, you know, don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything you read. Anyway, must be Heaven. You skipped on it. No, I haven't skipped on it. Heaven's a pile of shit. Okay, I don't like it at all. I don't like cryptocurrencies that make you spam airdrops everywhere. It really pisses me off. And that's what Electronium did. And you know, and so Heaven, no, I'm not that keen on Heaven at all, to be honest. And it's not a bad price considering the total number of tokens, but I don't like it. I don't like it, and I'm not behind. I'm not endorsing it. Anyway, I'm definitely going now. I'm definitely going now. So, thank you for watching me today. I hope this has entertained you. I hope you've enjoyed. Remember to smash in a comment so that I can answer you in the comments box. But thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being Team Suppoman. I hope you got what you wanted out of it. I hope you got some golden nuggets. I hope it's just taught you a little bit more, you know, about my insights and stuff. And that's it. So, thanks, peeps, for being here. I will see you next time. But till next time, peeps, it is lights out, all out.